Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective oracle, the collective, for today. Today is Sunday, December 7th, 2025. You may follow me on the Attack the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Fearless Familiars by J. Edward Neal. You can find this at shadowartfinds.com. I always want to say Art Shadow Finds, and that is not correct. I used this morning for the affirmations, and I was like, I think I want to do a reading with it later, because it has been sitting in the drawer for far too long. 1 on the table, 2 on the table. Three on the table. 5? I think it's 5. Two more shuffles. Last shuffle. Six with bottom of the deck. I'm going to set that on the box. We're going to do the Gatekeeper. We're going to do the Gatekeeper. The Bastion. The Bastion. Bastion? I don't know. I don't know how to say that. I say Bastion. I'm assuming that's correct. I don't know. Fearsome. The Trickster. Sleepless. And bottom of the deck, Innocence. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Okay, so this is gonna someone is this gatekeeper, aka this guard, this bastion. They are fearful of a trickster energy. It actually leaves them sleepless. Like they can't sleep at night. Here's the thing. I don't know who this gatekeeper is, this guard, who's fearful of this trickster. They're losing sleep over them, okay? The trickster is not anything to be fearful of. The trickster is actually innocent. The trickster probably is far from a trickster. Whoever this gatekeeper is, whoever this guard is, and I'm pretty sure it's one person. I'm pretty sure it's one person. gatekeeper / guard. They look at themselves like that. Would I look at them like that? Would you look at them like that? I don't think so. The reason why they're fearful of this trickster energy is because this trickster energy, it's not a trickster energy. The reason why this gatekeeper, this guard labels this other person as a trickster is because they're more powerful than them. I'm just going to give an example because, and it's going to sound like far-fetched and out of the way, but whatever. I'm going to use it as an example. So this would be like a warlock or a witch believing that like they're the best warlock and witch on the planet. And really this trickster energy is higher than them, more valued by God, possibly other witches and warlocks. They have more power. The gatekeeper / guard has to label this person as lesser than, as a problem, because it makes them feel better. It makes them feel more powerful, when really that is not the case. That's just an example. And the reason why I use that as an example, because there's animosity. There's like some kind of animosity there. There's some kind of like, I would even go so far as to say like hatred for this trickster who's not really a trickster. This gatekeeper / guard has to tell themselves that they're better than this trickster in order to get through the day, basically. This literally could relate to any situation. You could have like two girlfriends, right? And then sounds familiar. One of them kind of breaks away from the mold and changes things up and changes their persona a little bit, goes through like a healing spurt, goes through like a growth spurt, right? And the other friend is like, well, what are you doing? Like, why are you dressing differently? Why is your hair different? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because it makes them feel uncomfortable, because now they feel like they are the less pretty one, the less competent one, the one that is not sought after by other people, and the one that's growing and changing and evolving. Like, they look different and they look better and they're taking better care of themselves. But instead of congratulating this friend, instead of being supportive, now all of a sudden there's competition there. They're enemies, right? That happens all the time in relationships. Not every relationship, obviously, but it does happen more often than not. I myself have experienced it more often than not. It gives that energy. Like somebody's jealous, somebody's envious. So they're going to label this other person as less than, as a problem, as an issue, because it makes them feel better about themselves. It makes them look good. And it's not even necessarily that this gatekeeper, this guard, is like gossiping about them or anything. It could all just be internal. Like, it literally could just be this gatekeeper, this guard, telling themselves, okay, like, they're a piece of shit because they're trying to fuck with me, blah, blah, blah. When in reality, like, this was just their friend. This is just somebody that loved them. And the gatekeeper, the guard, is the one that actually turned their back on them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not even like anybody else would know that this is going on. It's like an internal battle, basically. And the thing is this trickster, they could have some intuition, they could have some gut feeling like, oh, this person doesn't like me anymore. They don't want to have anything to do with me because I changed, I'm different. They could have like an inkling, or they could have no idea. They could have absolutely no idea. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because whoever this is, they're innocent. It's not them. It's this, whatever this is. Just dropped the card on the floor. Whoever this one is, this is the problem. They're not a guard of anything. They're not a gatekeeper of anything. It kind of, and I know this is going to be a stupid example, but it kind of gives the vibe of like I'm the head sorority chick or the head what is the guy version of sorority? It's not a sorority. What is it called? Well, whatever. The head sorority chick has to have all the sorority women vote on the new person, and because the head sorority woman doesn't like the new person, doesn't like that they're pretty, doesn't like that they're fun, whatever, they vote them down and they vote them out, right? It's that jealous, envious vibe in the background, and it like eats away at this person. Like, it really eats away at this person. Because here's the thing, they're not having sleepless nights because they're afraid of the trickster. They're really having sleepless nights because they're doing really shitty things to another person for no reason. And again, I'm going to say something, take how it resonates. I'm human. I've done shitty things to people. I've had sleepless nights because I realized I fucked somebody over, right? It's common. You know, you treat like somebody like dirt, you probably not going to be able to sleep for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, whatever. That's why they can't sleep. It's not because this person is on their ass. They're the ones that are on this person's ass for no reason. Here's another thing I'm getting to. If this resonates, I mean, take how it resonates, but whoever this gatekeeper guard is, the reason why I think it's all internal is because, and I don't think they're gossiping about them or talking about them because they're fearful of talking about them. Like they have this feeling like, if I talk shit about this person, if I say one fucking thing about this person, it's going to bite me in the ass. Like somebody's going to confront me about it. So they keep like their dislike of this this quote unquote trickster to themselves. But like I said, this trickster might know. They might know. I think it would I think it would be different in every circumstance, right? You know, some people have a higher rate of intuition than others. Some people get that feeling right away when somebody's like, you know, a negative energy, a nasty energy. And other people don't. Some people don't get it at all, right? Some people, it takes a long time. I mean, look at me. Like, it took me a long time to recognize the fact that my ex-best friend thought we were in competition. In competition for what? Prettiest? Honey, you can have it. You can be the prettiest. I don't need it. A man? You can have him. I don't need it. He's just a man. Like, you know what I mean? And I've said it a million times. I don't understand that kind of energy. Like, I don't ever feel like I'm in competition for anything or anyone. If you follow, if you subscribe, the last couple months have been not the greatest at work. The energy isn't always the greatest because I can just feel like the negativity. And I try to keep my own high vibe, but it's very hard. And the thing with my friend and the guy I was in love with, and like I really think at the end of the day, even if her and him were never together, again, I have no idea. I have no idea. But even if they were never together, my belief is that she wanted to get together with him. She was interested in him. My other belief is that the reason why she won't talk to me and have anything to do with me is partially because she feels like shit. She feels guilty. I think she thought she needed to be in competition with me. And I have posted on my Facebook, and she can see it because we're still friends on there, many, many times that I'm not in competition. And like I just said with the ex-best friend of 30 years, you want to be the prettiest? Go be the prettiest. You want to have the man? Go have the man. I don't need any of that. I'm just me. I'm not going to compete for best dressed. I'm not going to compete for best hair, best nails. I'm not going to compete for the biggest dick. Like I couldn't care less, right? I think the same thing happened with the friend at work. I think she thought we were in competition, and I literally had to pull my ass out of that situation and walk away from the both of them, because all she was doing was hanging out with him day and night at work. She still does. And so does the other friend too. So, like I can't be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that because I don't know what that is. And I did that same type of situation with the ex-best friend of 30 years. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm not getting in between somebody that's desperate enough to throw a friend under the bus for some dick. It's not that important to me. That's why I walked away. And I think that's another thing that made her mad. The lady at work. I think she really recognizes the fact that she's willing to throw away a friendship for some dick. Congratulations. Good for you. And it's funny because, like I've said before, I haven't talked to him in months, and now it's kind of funny because now it's like the two of them like hate me. And I think it's because I'm just giving my opinion, my gut feeling that I have. Like, I think it's because I just said, you know what? I don't know what's going on here with the two of you. And I don't know what was going on with him and me because he wouldn't talk to me. So I just extricated myself and I walked away and I went about my life. And I think they're pissed off. And I think they both thought in the back of their mind that I was going to play some game with them. And I don't play games. I didn't do it with the ex-best friend of 30 years. I'm not going to do it with somebody I've known for 3 years. And him I've only known for a year, But some people don't get that. Some people don't understand that. Some people, it's all about competition. Some people make friends because it's based on competition. You hear the stories all the time about the best looking girl or the best looking guy making friends with the ugly girl or the ugly guy because then they stand out more and they look better. What the fuck is that? You can't just be friends with somebody because you're friends with somebody? Or you hear the stories about, right? You hear the stories about like the two friends become friends, and the one is the prettier one and the one is average, right? But the average one ends up meeting their soulmate and getting married and having kids and having the quote unquote perfect life. And the pretty one is watching like, how the fuck did that happen? I'm the pretty one. I'm the better looking one. I'm the one that has sex with everybody. I'm the one that's outgoing. I'm the, and it's like, maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's the way that you think that that's important, And then they're jealous of the friend that got married because they're like, how did the ugly one get married first? We've all heard that. You had to have heard that. I've heard that. I mean, it's been movies. Like, it's been the basis for how many freaking romantic comedies out there in movies. It was on Friends. If you watch Friends, when Monica got engaged to Chandler and was getting married, and she basically said to Rachel, like, oh, your former fat friend or whatever is getting married before you, or something like that. And Rachel was just like, I don't know about that situation. Like, I kind of felt like there was some jealousy there, but it wasn't really jealousy so much as it was just sadness. I mean, when two friends are friends for so long and one gets married and the other one isn't, I mean, there's got to be some type of sadness there, understandably, I think too, because when you think about it, your friend's getting married, but you're not, so you're losing your friend. It probably feels not so great. But then the jealousy kicks in. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, can't you just not? Like, I just don't understand that type of energy. I don't get it. And it was funny. And I'll give you another little example here that has to do with work, and it's not. Well, I didn't notice the two of them. But last Thursday I wore my Chucks. They're fake Chucks that I got off of TikTok because they're wide toe box. Okay, and I love them. They look great. And I wore them with some black leggings, and I wore a black shirt, and then I wore a black sweater, and um, I was all in black, and I had layers on because I was cold in the warehouse. And people are looking at me like what is she wearing? Like Kim doesn't wear Chucks. Like, Kim doesn't wear all black. Kim doesn't wear layers. Kim is hot all the time. Yeah, Kim also lost 45 freaking pounds and now feels like an old woman most of the time. Most of the time I'm freezing. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I just I told two of my friends at work. I said I'm going through my black period. Like, I'm buying like all gray and black and white like clothing. I'm not. I bought some colored stuff too, but like a lot of what I'm wearing is black or gray, and I like it. Like, it's just a little phase that I'm going through. It has nothing to do with trying to stand out. It has nothing to do with I want to look better than anyone else or different from anyone else or whatever. We're all just who we are, right? And we all change and we all evolve. Who's to say, like, next June when it's summer, like, I'm not going to wear like all yellow. I do love the color yellow, by the way. But yeah, like, people were looking at me like, and I just like, in the back of my head, I'm just like, get over it. Like, is this what you have to think about all day? Is what somebody's wearing at work and why? Like, oh my God, you're wearing black? It's crazy. I don't comment on every little thing that everybody wears. Who cares? Who cares? That's more nosiness than jealous, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so I just pictured a messenger bag. If you know what that is, it's like a bag with a long strap that you can pull over in the front, and the bag is on the side or in the front, depending on how you wear the strap. And usually you can fit like books in there, a laptop in there. It's a messenger bag, right? So I literally just pictured a messenger bag, but then I heard the messenger. The trickster is the messenger. They're not a trickster. This person is labeling them the trickster. They're the messenger. I guess they don't like their message. Now, again, like, this person, this gatekeeper, this guard, they're not gossiping or telling other people about the messenger, the trickster. So it's not about like diluting their message or whatever the case. It really is just about status, honestly. It really just is. Like, this gatekeeper / guard knows that this messenger / trickster is held in higher regard in some way. Again, whether it's by God, my friend, whether it's by God, whether it's by other people, family, friends, coworkers, neighbors, whatever. Like, they know this person is held in higher regard and it ticks them off. And that's why they have labeled them the trickster in their mind, because it's easier for them to deal with them if they could say, you're the problem, not me. The Taylor Swift song, Me, I, what is it? I'm the problem, it's me. It's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Because this gatekeeper, this guard, they're the problem. They're the problem. But they have to make this messenger a trickster energy in their mind, because otherwise, like, they can't explain away their feelings and their emotions and their thoughts, right? People oftentimes don't want to recognize that they're being mean to a person for no reason, that they're hating on them for no reason, right? I kind of had this conversation with you guys, well, more than once, but because last year at Thanksgiving, I got into it with that lady at work, because she treats everybody like shit. She talks down to people and says stupid shit when she should keep her mouth shut. And I went off on her. The thing is a few weeks later, I just had that epiphany moment where, like, okay, so she's mean to people, but why was I mean to her? Because I'm not mean to people like that. Like, you really have to provoke me. And even when you provoke me, I usually just fucking get up and walk away. I don't usually, like, snap back. And ever since I came to the realization, and I kind of, like, had to work through that mentally and emotionally for myself, like, I've always wanted to apologize to her. I just don't think she's in that space. Like, over a year later, she's still pissed off about it. And with good reason, with not good reason. I mean, I don't really blame her, but at the same time, I think the fact that she's still so angry about it means that she hasn't really dealt with it. She really hasn't looked into it, worked with it. And I don't want to say who should be held accountable and who should take accountability, and, like, it's not my job to judge her for that, but at the same time, like, I don't think she takes accountability for how she treats people. And I think I had posted something on my Facebook, and I'm sure people watch these videos at some point. I'm sure somebody went back and said, hey, Kim was talking about how she takes accountability for what she did to you, but you don't take any accountability for you. And I'm sure that probably pissed her off. Whatever. I can't make everybody happy. I can only take care of myself. I can only grow and change myself, right? I can only evolve for me. I can't do it for anybody else. I can't help anybody else. That's it. So, but yeah, like, over a year later, and she's still angry. And it's because you haven't dealt with it. I mean, I was angry when it happened. Like, I thought I was in the right. And it took me a few weeks to realize, like, Kim, you were an asshole. Like, I was an asshole to her. And I'm just not that person. And, I think that's why when everything happened with the guy that I fell in love with at work and my friend, like, I literally just picked up stakes and I walked away, because I'm like, if I have to say something or if I have to do something, like, I'm going to be mean, and I don't want to be mean, Sorry that the enlightenment is there. It's not always there, but sometimes it's there. This gatekeeper / guard lies to themselves about this messenger. The messenger is innocent. That's it. This gatekeeper / guard needs some, like, therapy or something. maybe some meditation. I don't know. Because again, why do you feel the need to label someone, as evil when they're not, right? Like it doesn't, because that helps you get through your day, then you probably need some therapy, All right. I'm going to leave it there. Again, I wasn't planning on doing readings. Today's my day off. I worked at work for OT, and today is usually my day off from evening readings, but I just felt the need to do one because I hadn't used the cards in a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. I hope you were at least entertained. I hope everybody had a great Sunday. Hope you guys have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.